Right. Moving on. So, we seem to also, going on to another spell of positivity, we seem to be actually doing the right bits of business and renewing contracts. Where
It's weird. We're running it like a football club.
It is. We're actually running like a functioning football club. It's been in reports today, I think, from the Star and other.
I did put it in there. Where's it gone? At Zanham, Yorkshire Live at Zanham.
The Yorkshire Laminer, who were talking about reports in the Star. I will just add, so we could have just used the Star as the main source.
Oh my God, so
they've suggested that Wednesday have opened negotiations with Patterson over a new contract. So this is another one to add to the contracts of Bannon and Iorfa. What do you think about this? Because Patterson's and Windass, Patterson's been in for a bit of the stick for like being a utility player but not being the best striker or not being the best there. What do you think of this as a business move for Wednesday?
In terms of business moves, I think it's smart because then we can, if it doesn't seem like it's working in January, we can put sell on and get something for him. But I actually think more likes him as a player. I think more like Hughes. I think he likes seeing what he can do and how he plays and how we can actually use him. Because if you notice, he got to stay for that reason just there. If you're listening, he's holding up the big P shirt. 69. He got to stay for that because we bought shirts with his
This
name
cost
on
a
the side.
fortune. Didn't actually. It was on sale. It still cost too much for a joke.
But if you look at people like, what does he offer? Well, look at, he set the goal up for Canberra to get that thing, and he works hard. He's dogged in trying to win the ball back. I think he can be a little bit overzealous in that sense and can get a little bit too into the action, and the Scottish in him properly comes out. It doesn't help when Barry Bannon's next to you also yelling. I think it like spurs him on a little bit, going like, go on, you can have him. It's the referee, Barry. We can't do that. But at the same time, but at the same time, like he said, he's settled here. He's happy here. And it sounds like it's the most settled and happy he's been for a while. That can only be a good thing in terms of him playing for us.
They also report we paid about 500k for him, apparently. I didn't know that.
Steal. That's a steal if we did.
Yeah, that's it.
Is he 26, 27 still?
I do think I think he's mid-20s, mid to late, not late, mid to late mid, if you get me. Yeah. But
what's your take on it? Do you think he's still got a place in Darren Moore's team?
Well, I've also heard that it's actually a case of apparently he took a massive wage cut because there was a relegation clause in his contract that hit. He's 26, by the way. Right. And it hit, and he's actually this new contract will probably be another year with a bit of a wage boost in there. It'll be renegotiated terms because he took a bit of a hit coming down, and I think it's actually a good way of doing it because he took the hit in the contract. This way, he immediately secures we can get another year out of him, maybe because his contract is till 2023 at the minute. Say we extend it to 2024 and improve the terms, that's a good bit of business for me. However, I do find it weird if we don't extend it beyond 2023, which I do also think could happen. This could be more of a case of making the player happy, which would annoy me, unless we've put in protections like an optional year in there. If we put an optional year that's mandatory and it's the club that decide whether it gets triggered or not, then I can also see it, which is probably the likely thing. If I was to try and put my psychic hat on, get my little crystal ball out, I think it'll sign till 2023. It won't be a massive thing. But what we won't see in the fine print is there's an option for another year there.
Yeah. It was the one where I like him to get a deal done. He seemed to fit what Moore's doing at times. But the one I want to see, and no one will like this, I want to see Palmer get a new deal thrust in front of his face. And I know that's going to anger the fan base because it is the new kind of new Hugh situation. But he deserves the contract. He's working well. And people go, oh, you're only doing this for sentiment. No, he's massively improved and he works well. That's the one I want to see get a contract first.
Definitely. Palmer should get at least another year with an option, I think, in there. Let's look at those players out of contracts into this year. So this summer, currently left, it's Che Dunkley, Massimo Luongo, Liam Palmer, Callum Patterson, Joe Wildsmith. I think he's gone at the end of this season, if I'm perfectly honest. Sam Hutchinson, Jack Hunt, who obviously we signed this year.
Yeah.
Berahino, who we've just been talking about, our new signing. He's only got a year to the end of the deal, but there's an option for a second in there. Kieran Brennan.
Marvin Johnson.
As well. Sorry.
Who's also only on a year deal and we just signed.
Exactly. Well, I actually think that makes good business, though.
No, it's
the old thing in football used to be don't give players over like 32 more than a year, right?
Oh, you're talking about Stephen Fletcher and co, who we did that with
when he was 29, wasn't he? And we gave him like 4 years.
I
know what you mean. It's like the only thing I've seen that's worse than that is Huddersfield Town giving Jordan Rhodes a 31-year-old Jordan Rhodes a 3-year contract, and is injured. Who could have seen that coming? Oh, only everyone. So, actually, no, in fairness to him, it's not always injuries. For us, he was just crap.
It just didn't work here.
He seems like such a nice bloke.
Yeah.
But it never worked for us, you know. And I used to be really, really nice to him, but he didn't even say anything when he left. And that rubbed me up the wrong way.
Don't worry.
Yeah, and obviously loans of Shadipo, Peacock Farrell, Wing, Canberry, Corbanu, and Gibson loans. So basically, this squad we've assembled this season, half of it's got the option to go next season at the end of it. So I would like to see more options put in front of Liam Palmer's face. Luongo, we need to check his injury record. For me, it's a risk.
Yeah, definitely.
Jay Dunkley, I want to see more of. Can he keep that injury free? Because he's a good player, just needs to keep injury free. Hutchinson, I'd use the extension on him if he keeps injury free till the end of the season after he comes back.
I think we're gonna have to see how he does in cup games. I think sadly he may have to find somewhere else next season. But
yeah, Joe, I think Cam's gonna come back after this Exeter loan, and we're gonna give him a crack at number one. That's what I actually think is gonna. Even though I want Peacock
it does
Farrell,
feel that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I feel like he's going to come back and we're going to give him crack at number. We need to know if the defence respects him. Because if the defence has seen what he's done and they can respect him, that's a big part of it. Because he's the hero with stuff in a lot of places. You know, he's doing that. He's helping organise the defence and things like that. It might just be a culmination this season that we've got a really good keeper, but we've got Iorfa back as well, and that's the perfect blend of and Hutchinson at the back screaming at everybody. You know, that's the organisation.
Scary when he starts screaming at people, especially with his blonde hair. He looks psychotic.
Blonde hair people are psychotic. You heard it here first from Punk Chef 41. Right, yeah. Jack Hunt's another one. Take it or leave it for me after a year.
Yeah.
We've got to see how he does over the season because I've said his legs do appear to be going slightly. Whether or not they fully go this season, we'll see.
But we did say that was the risk when we signed him.
We did. Marvin Johnson, see what happens. Berahino, we'll see what happens. Kieran Brennan, probably time to tie down a youngster after you've started playing him in the cup.
Give him another year next season, year or two, but then send him out on loan. Do a little bit of a Alex Hunt, get a bit more thing, or even put him in if you feel like he's up to it. But he playing cup games, he's looking okay. Looking
at the loans, get promoted, chuck $6 million at Burnley for Bailey Peacock Farrell. And give them a buyback clause of 9 million, 10 million.
If I would also like to see if we did go up, reloan Corbanu for another season.
I think you're way too early on that one, mate. In my opinion, like we need to see more of him.
I liked what I've seen so far, and if he keeps it up, then yeah,
we'll revisit this topic. Obviously, of course we will. But yeah, they're the players that. Early looking at out of contract. That will change over the course of the season, I am sure. So we will see what happens.